I'd like for you to consider a word today, and the word is humility. Again, the word is humility. Webster's dictionary defines the word humility as the quality or state of not thinking that you are better than other people. It goes on to give a little fuller definition as the act or posture of lowering oneself in relation to others, or conversely, having a clear perspective and a respect for one's place in a given context. And those are important definitions, and I want to come back to them in just a moment. But before I do, I'd like to share with you two very powerful quotes that are in the world. Number one comes from the Bible, and it says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others." There's another great quote in the world from an author, C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis says, "Humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less." And so those are some big definitions and some big thoughts to try to chew on for the word humility, but I want to try and unpack this word humility with you very carefully here. So the word humility, if you go back to the definition, the fuller definition says the act or posture of lowering oneself in relation to others. And so that can become a big challenge, especially for people that want to be leaders, for people that want to galvanize and drive a big mission and have people follow them. They think that they need to be hard-charging, high ego, high brash, motivation, rah-rah, inspiration. And the challenge comes in is how to work through people in a way with humility, where you can still have the strength and power of a leader, but do it in a way that is not for your own self-interest, but for the interest of others, and lowering yourself in service to somebody else. Being the catalyst, not because you want to be seen as the hard-charging leader, but being a catalyst because you aspire to see people grow and you aspire to see people change the way that they live in the world. You see, humility is such a powerful word that has so much truth hidden inside of it. You know, the ability to value others above yourself, and your ability to not look at your own interest, but to the interest of other people. This word humility is such a growth-building word and such a growth-building reality that it takes time to ponder it and consider it in our lives. You see, it's a challenge because of the way that most of us are raised, to not value other people's interest above your own, but to be self-motivated and go through self-improvement and self-development. While those things are very, very important, they can actually create a shield or a barrier to your ability to move through the world with the power and truth of humility. You see, it usually begins sometimes when you're small, or you're going through childhood or going through elementary school, where you're looking for a sport to play, and ultimately how you play that sport. Are you a starter in that sport, or are you somebody that comes in off a bench? Are you the captain of the team, or you just kind of there going with the flow? And then ultimately to the group of friends that you hang out with, and are you part of the in crowd, or are you just part of a different crowd, or are you part of no crowd at all? And then as you progress a little bit more through school, you go to college, and you're asked to choose a major and start to pursue and start to create this focus for you, and who do you want to become, and how do you want to become that, and where are your priorities in life? And then ultimately when you graduate with this degree in a certain field of study, then you're going to go and get a job, and usually start at the bottom, and then your self-motivations tend to start to creep in, where you say, I want to make my mark in the world, and I want to move up the ranks through this corporate ladder, or I want to go and pursue and start my own business. And those things are predominantly driven by self-interest, and if we're not careful, those self-interests can creep and build and stay there through our entire lives. And so my challenge in looking at this word humility, with the truth of it being in the service to others, or putting yourself lower in a position to other people, not because you should be weaker than somebody else, but because you're stronger than somebody else, you are in service to somebody else. Everybody needs somebody to guide them. Everybody needs somebody to lead them. And everybody deserves to have somebody lead them that is not self-interested and self-motivated in the process. And that's a big, big challenge. And I challenge you to view the way humility is playing out in your life today. And so I'd like to give you a couple questions to ponder around this word humility before I leave you. Number one, how has the word humility shaped the way that you live in the world? How has the word humility shaped the way that you live in the world? Number two, how has the word humility shaped the way that you build and grow your personal relationships? How has the word humility shaped the way that you build and grow your personal relationships? And then number three, how could you utilize this new awareness of the word humility to unlock some hidden capacity that still lies dormant inside of you? How could you utilize this new awareness of the word humility to unlock some hidden capacity that still lies dormant inside of you? This word humility is a big, big challenge for all of us that are trying to make something happen in the world. It's a big, big challenge for everybody that wants to grow and is inspired to grow and is motivated to grow themselves. But together, I hope that we can walk through this word, unpack it a little bit, consider it, ponder it, and move it into action in our lives. And so always remember to ride the wave of life and always play big.